host of the co-host, my partner in crime, basically. Yeah, we're going to talk all things championship. We're going to look back at last weekend's results, and then we're going to obviously cover every game in the midweek and give our predictions for the week games ahead. Tuesday and Wednesday games, six games on each day, so it makes it more interesting. Hope everyone's well, though. Guys, if you can like the stream for me, be appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed to the Final Whistle, get down and subscribe. It's free, no charge. It'd help me out massively. Let's get the numbers up tonight then. Let's see who's in first before we invite Martin in. So, Callum, how are you, mate? Jack, brilliant win for the mighty Leicester. And when are you doing your match preview? Match preview is tomorrow night for Sheffield Wednesday. I will be joined by a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Fingers crossed. That'll be 6 o'clock, I believe, tomorrow. If you just keep your eyes peeled, keep the notification bell on, and you'll see when we are live. Hey, Jack, how are you? Back to winning ways. 3 points. The game on Wednesday, definitely a win for us, and at least 3-0 to Leicester. Interesting. It's going to be a good sort of game on Wednesday night. Top versus bottom, isn't it? Leicester, the league leaders, go to Sheffield Wednesday, who are at the bottom. So, makes for a very tasty affair. It's the Final Whistle with Jack. Ross, I don't know what theme tune you're looking on getting on there, mate, but did you see Garnacho's goal against Everton? Oh, and why don't you match review knows about it though? Yeah. 3,814 of us down to Sheffield on Wednesday night. Right, is awesome. Yes, it is. Your intro, yeah. Terry, my friend, how are you? Got the correct score versus Watford on predicted Leeds Rotherham draw. Yes, you did. Let's hope we can see what you can do this week, Terry, mate. And let's get my guest in, Mr. Football Martin. Martin, my friend, how are you?
Jack, how you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good, Martin. Before we start, Martin, let everyone know what you do on Football Martin, pal.
Yeah, please give me a sub over on my channel at Football Martin _. I'm on TikTok as well, so just want to get as many subscribers as I possibly can. Certainly on my YouTube. Loads of match day vlogs coming up over the next couple of weeks. If you're heading down to St Mary's, give me a shout. Love to get you on my show.
Go and subscribe to Football Martin _ on YouTube. Go and help him out. Martin, how many subscribers you on now, mate?
Nearly 200, mate. But my TikTok's where the majority of my content goes. I'm heading towards 2,000 on there now. Daily content on there. So there's match previews, lives, loads of interaction. You're able to interact so well on TikTok. It's brilliant. But also enjoy a bit of YouTube as well, mate. So I enjoy it all.
Martin, the Saints legend. Can Martin see our comments as well, Martin? You can see the comments?
I can, yeah. I can see all the comments.
I can. Martin, so don't go slagging him off. At least be polite to Martin.
Go easy on me. Go easy on me, please.
He won't come on the channel again if you're going to abuse him. But no, it's all fun and games. Martin, let's talk about last weekend's results first. The top four, I mean... Yeah, not very good for the top four, was it? Unless you're a Leicester City fan. Leicester were the only team in the top four to pick up a win at the weekend. A 2-0 win for the Foxes against Watford. A frustrating first half. Second half, absolutely dominated Watford. And Jamie Vardy at the double after 2 attempts on goal, which went over the bar. But he finally scored. I mean, he capitalised on the loose ball in the box from when Dewsbury Hall put the ball in with Vestergaard's header, which got saved. Vardy scores. And then he dispatched a penalty from the spot, which Batman obviously got sent off. I think it was his second yellow card. Martin, you obviously spoke about Jamie Vardy before the Watford game. You said he scored 6 goals in 7 games prior to that game. It's now 8 goals in 8 games for Jamie Vardy against Watford. I believe it's the second most team he's scored against Watford. So, yeah, he's kept his run going there. But what did you make of Leicester at the weekend in their 2-0 over Watford?
Oh, I thought he would start and I thought he would score, and he did. I think we both called a a win for Leicester City, and I think we were bang on the money. Watford are a decent side. I don't know what you thought of Watford, but I think they didn't travel that well at the start of the season, but they've improved a lot over recent weeks, as we said on the show last week. How did they fare, Watford? What were your thoughts on them?
First 20 minutes, I thought, they got at us, didn't they? You know what I mean? Down the wings and that, trying to bring Leicester out, you know what I mean? I think the number 9 ended up getting a shot, which, it got stuck under his feet. I think he miskicked the bloody ball. And, Watford, when they do start playing the football, you can see why they was undefeated for the last 6 games. I mean, they do play some all right football. And then with Leicester, it just takes Leicester a bit of time to get into the game. And when we do, we start to dispatch teams. And, second half, Watford were terrible. I'd say, speaking to Leicester fans and that, and they would say Watford's one of the worst teams to visit the King Power Stadium this season.
Really? Liverpool.
Yeah. They were really poor second half, Martin. They only had one shot on target throughout the whole game. I mean, they had 9 shots. That is a surprise. I think it were 9 shots and we had 23. So it looked like Leicester were quite dominant in the game, a very good Leicester side who really got going. I mean, we were banging on the door for quite a while in that second half and we just couldn't put that ball away, Martin. You thought it was going to be one of them days and we managed to obviously score and we deserved to win the game as a whole. And I thought we were very good against Watford. I just don't think Watford really offered much of a threat, to be fair.
No, I was surprised at that. I thought they would have been a lot better. I thought they would have been decent. I'd more hope for them, really. I thought that they would maybe turn the corner. Maybe not so, though. Big game for them midweek then. They got Norwich City at home, so I'm sure they'll be looking to put things right against Norwich, but then Norwich have maybe coming out the side of their little rocky patch that they've had. But they're back at Vicarage Road, so they look to put it right, you would think.
Yep. Preston, Cardiff at the weekend. I know we both went for Preston. Cardiff, though, didn't lay down, did they? Obviously, Preston were 1-0 up, but then got the red card, and then it was late drama at deep down, Martin. Cardiff come fighting back, and he ended up nicking I think it was a 98-minute winner from Cardiff. So, 3 massive points away from home for Cardiff at the weekend.
Yeah, all those late goals. They seem to do that, don't they, Cardiff? Southampton face them next weekend, actually. Both their goals come in stoppage time. I think Cardiff's first goal come 90 plus 6, then the final goal 90 plus 9. So that's hell of a turnaround for them. They dominated the game though, Cardiff City. They were outstanding throughout the game. They had more short shots. They've gone to deep down and they've totally outplayed Preston. So they were more than deserving of their result, really. They'd be super chuffed with that one.
Plymouth at the weekend. I mean, they went at home. I think I went 3-2 Sunderland and you went 3-2 the other way. Plymouth, Whittaker. Let's talk about Whittaker. I mean, he's really shining this season. He had a hand in the goals at the weekend. A really good player. Plymouth beating Sunderland, though, quite comfortably. 2-0, Martin, at home. This is where we said, Martin, didn't we, with Plymouth? This is where they've got to pick up the points, the home games. Obviously, pick up it here and there away, but home form's key for them, and they look like they're providing the goods.
Yeah, I spoke to a Sunderland fan a couple of days ago, Blaze, and he said that, and you look at the statistics, I see the highlights, Sunderland totally dominated the game as well. Plymouth, obviously, Morgan Whittaker, like you said, he's been on really good form for them, but they had 24 shots at goal, Sunderland. They had all the possession. Totally dominated the game, but the one thing that Plymouth have that Sunderland don't have, other than Jack Clark, if Jack Clark doesn't score goals, it looks like they don't score goals. But you spoke about Morgan Whittaker. He's in really, really good form for them. He's going to be worth a lot of goals, and he'd be the difference between them going down and staying up for me. And that's if QPR had a Morgan Whittaker, they'd be in a far better place. But you need strikers that score goals. It's one thing they've got, and thank the Lord they have, because Stephen Schumacher will be a very happy man going into the game against Coventry in midweek. So, it'd be an interesting game, that one against Coventry.
You touched on Coventry, a quite convincing win against Millwall. I know we talked about Cov with all these draws, but they've managed to pick up the 3 points for once, Martin. I guess that puts their mind at ease, that they've picked up a big away win there. I think it was much needed for Coventry, wasn't it, Martin, despite all the form that was on?
Yeah, kept a clean sheet as well. Mark Robbins will be really happy. Second consecutive clean sheet for them. And it's only it's the first time they've done that all season. So Robbins would be really happy with that. They fancy their chances, you would think, against Argyle in midweek. Argyle don't, as we know, they don't travel that well, do they? So
No.
Be interesting to see how it does unravel. But they don't score a lot on the road, Plymouth.
Ipswich, Leeds and Southampton. I mean, Ipswich absolutely got slapped up against West Brom. West Brom handed them a defeat. West Brom, far the better team, too strong for Ipswich. You could see in the game. Fully deserved win. Ipswich, nowhere to be seen in the game, to be honest. Southampton, letting a late draw. I mean, conceding late on. I mean, Adam Armstrong again in the goals for Southampton, one of the Championship leading scorers. Huddersfield come battling back after, I think you said, Martin, seven people were missing for the Huddersfield team, so they had to go and field this team.
Big injury issues, Huddersfield. They couldn't even name a full-strength bench, neither. But it was a game, Saints dominated that game. They totally dominated it, but they just can't take the chances. Create loads, have loads of the ball, but you've got to penetrate sometimes. And it was like passing for the sake of passing. I watched the game and it was just boring in the end. And they got punished. They were far better the second half, Huddersfield, and they deserved everything they got. And if the game had gone on for another 10 minutes, Huddersfield would have won the game. No, without any question. They were the team in the ascendancy. They were all over Southampton. They were creating chance after chance. But they're lucky to walk out of there with a point in the end. And you talk about the Leeds game. We spoke about it, didn't we? But my word, didn't expect that at all. Expect that at all. With the early goal, I thought they were going to go and absolutely steamroller them, but they didn't. They weren't at their best, Leeds. But yeah, they'll be looking to bounce back. They're at home in midweek, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Their home form's fairly good, to be fair.
Yeah, Leeds, Somerville banging in the goals. I mean, he's been linked with moves away from Leeds to other clubs, which you can understand. Very good player for Leeds, one of their better players. Leeds obviously led the game. Rotherham, like I said, Rotherham poor per fight, Martin. I think before the game they picked up 11 points of what they had before this game at home. Rotherham, very good at home. They prove they can beat teams. I think Leicester and Bristol City are the only teams to beat them there this season, which shows how strong they are when teams come and play at the New York Stadium. They turn up for the big games when it matters, and they did. A massive point for Rotherham against Leeds. Second half, I mean, Rotherham came out. They really come out the block second half. They obviously was drawing it at the time, wasn't they? They obviously got a big goal before half-time, which obviously gave them the confidence to go on. They had chances, Leeds had chances, but I think in the end it was a valuable draw in the end for both sides. I don't think anyone could really argue it. QPR, Martin, against Norwich. I mean, yeah, you said when you spoke to Asmir, QPR are not looking good, are they?
No, I spoke to him today actually. Just maybe missing that cutting edge up front. They do miss a striker, don't they? But they are getting cut adrift now. When you look at it, they're sitting on 10 points, 23rd in the division. Huddersfield with that point against Southampton, they've got 16 points, so they're 6 points adrift at the moment. QPR, and they're going to need to turn that around really quickly. It's not looking great for them, you would say, at this moment in time, but it is about scoring goals and the wingers creating chances, and they are struggling to do it. I think they've improved under Cifuentes, but they're just not winning games. So he's got 2 draws and a defeat since he's gone in there. But they need to be winning games, because if they don't, they're going to go down. But they have a really tough test at home. A side that don't score any goals in Stoke City tomorrow night down at Loftus Road, and it'll be a game that they'll be looking to win. They really need to sort their home form out. But like I said, that Stoke City don't score goals, so if there's ever a chance to do it, it might just be tomorrow night.
Yep. Have we done any predictions yet? No, we haven't. We're going to get onto that shortly. We're just going to cover a few more teams. Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, that slump seems to continue with Sheffield Wednesday. Birmingham picked up a big win. You could call it. I mean, Wayne Rooney got his first win as Birmingham City manager, and it come in some fashion, didn't it? A sloppy defending by Sheffield Wednesday for the goal they conceded, the second one for the winner. I mean, they've got to do better, haven't they, Sheffield Wednesday? But I guess that sums up their season so far. But a big win for Birmingham. I guess it's something they can go and build on, can't they, Martin? Going into a midweek tie away. Who have they got? Blackburn Rovers next.
Yeah, tough game. Tough game, Blackburn, especially after going to Stoke City and getting that victory that they got the weekend, because that was an incredible result. Really, really good result for Blackburn. They got a really young side. I saw John Joe Thomason's interview actually after the game, and he was just saying they got
big win against Stoke.
Yeah, it was a massive win, huge, because Stoke, I think, were 5-6 unbeaten. But yeah, brilliant result for them. Fancy them potentially to do a job in midweek. But yeah, great for Wazza. He needed that result, didn't he? Dear me, he was desperate for it. They were 1-0 down as well against Sheffield Wednesday. But yeah, he turned it around. There was a brilliant goal from Bakuna. Did you see the strike? Unbelievable hit from him.
Yep.
But they got some good players in their side, the Blues, and I think they'll turn it round under Rooney. I always thought it was a tough start for him, but they will start to pick up results. Rooney's side, I'm confident of that. And they had to beat Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday, and I think the directors and the owners are feeling a little bit more relieved at Birmingham City right now.
Yep. Hull and Middlesbrough, the two Yorkshire sides. I mean, Hull dropped points against Swansea. We're 2-0 down against Swansea. Come back fighting, picked up a draw. Then you look at Middlesbrough. Fell really short at Ashton Gate, a 3-2 defeat for the Michael Carrick's men. Two sides who are obviously in the mix, aren't they, for the playoff spots?
Yeah, definitely. Bristol City, they've done really well. They stormed into a 2-0 lead at half time and they were flying. But Middlesbrough come back pretty much straight away after half time. 2 goals in 2 minutes, I think it was, to level the game at 2-2. And you just thought that Middlesbrough would probably go on and win it. But Mark Sykes grabs on the 67th minute and, won Bristol City the game. So a great result for Manning there. They head down to the South Coast on Wednesday night. And what I think as a Southampton fan getting ready for that game, I think it'd be a really tough game. I think Bristol City give us a good game. I think it's a game we should win, but I don't think it'd be easy by any stretch of the imagination.
No, Martin, right then, we're going to get on to week 18 of the Championship predictions. Have you got your stats ready, mate? You're all ready to go,
yeah? I've got some statistics on most games, yeah. They're on every game, yeah. There's some stats on every game, yeah.
Right, let's go.
Where you starting, though, Jack? Where you started? That's the big question.
Where are we starting? We're going to start with the first game, and Cardiff versus West Brom. That is the first one, Cardiff v West Brom. What is your thoughts on this one?
Well, remarkable scenes, wasn't it, really, for Cardiff, like we said at the top of the show, to score those 2 goals in injury time at the weekend. They'll be buoyant, mate, as they go into this game. I think it will be tough, though, against a West Bromwich Albion side, who obviously they beat Ipswich and caused a bit of an upset at the top of the table, didn't they, at the weekend? I thought West Brom were really good. They were really, really good, I thought, the weekend against Ipswich Town. They're a strong, physical side, and 4 wins in 5 will have the Baggies believing that they can leapfrog Southampton and Leeds United. I think that they possibly could do. I think they're the dark horses. I said it the other day.
Yeah.
But they're certainly a side that can cause an upset. West Bromwich Albion, that is for sure. But is it Dingana, the winger?
Diangana. Yep.
Dianago, yeah. He's a great player, isn't he, by the way? I've not seen loads of him, but I saw the highlights of the weekend. But he got West Brom's second against Ipswich, and it was his 5th goal contribution in as many games. It was really well taken. He took it really, really well. But 4 wins in 5 will have the Baggies believing that they can win this game. And they go down to Cardiff, I think they'd be pretty buoyant. And I've got a funny feeling it'd be a fairly tight game. But West Brom will probably edge this for me. But they're 1 point off the playoffs, aren't they, Cardiff, at the moment? So they could, if results go their way, they could jump into those playoff places. So, what's your thoughts on the score prediction for this one, Jack? I think I'm going to edge it with a 2-1 West Brom win this one.
This one for me, it's a tricky game for both sides, let's be honest. Cardiff are going to be bloody bouncing after that 2-1 win against Preston North End later on. They're going to be bouncing going into this game. Cardiff have got a good run at home this season, haven't they? They look very sharp. They look very strong. West Brom have got a better home record than you could say away this season. These are two sides who are going to be fighting for the playoffs, aren't they? Both sides look very good this season. They look very well prepared, two good squads. And this one's going to be a battle for me. I think this one will be a fight to the finish for me, this one. West Brom, like I say, they know how to get wins, don't they? They know how to get promoted from this division. Cardiff, they've been promoted from this division as well. So both two ex-Premier League sides, and both will have an eye on the Premier League this season, I'm sure. They'll both obviously want to get promoted at the end of the season. But like I say, this playoff saga is going to be a very interesting one to keep an eye on, because there's going to be quite a few sides in it for the playoffs this season. And I think these two will be there till the finish. Whether one side makes it or even both, you know what I mean? It's going to be crucial to see who finishes where. This one's a tough one to call. I think this will be a close one, but I see West Brom nicking it 2-1.
Okay, yeah, 2-1.
I'm going to go 2-1. Yeah.
To Cardiff, West Brom?
2-1 West Brom.
Yeah, same as me. Gone with exactly the same on that one.
Yeah, Joey's gone 3-3. Temmy's gone 2-1. 1-0 to West Brom. I think it'll be a tight game. Next one is Coventry versus Plymouth. Both sides picked up big wins at the weekend. Both sides kept clean sheets. Coventry and Plymouth, two big wins at the weekend. Coventry over Millwall and then Plymouth over Sunderland. Whittaker is going to be up for this one. I think Haji Wright will be key for Coventry in this one as well. Coventry, they'll be aiming for 3 points. And I think Plymouth, they're going to be quite confident going into this game, because they know Coventry can be very slippy at times, isn't it, with the results this season. So they'll fancy their chances in this one. This one's another tight game for me. Both sides where they are in the table. I mean, I do see both sides, you could say, in and around higher than where they are at the minute. But, for me, I think this one has got a Plymouth win over it. I'm going to go 2-1 Plymouth.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because when you look at Coventry's form, I was looking at their statistics, but certainly their home form. One win in their last 7 home games. They've drawn 5, lost 1, and they failed to score in their last 2 home matches as well. So that's pretty alarming. But obviously they had that impressive 3-0 win at Millwall at the weekend. It ended a run of 6 matches without a victory for them, because they were just struggling to buy. They couldn't buy a win, could they? But they kept a clean sheet, like I said earlier, for the second consecutive game. And they found the net only 3 times in their last 5 at home, Jack. So, home form's not been great for them.
Evening, Michael.
But like you say, Morgan Whittaker, he's in some good form. It was his 8th goal of the campaign on Saturday, and he scored 4 in the last 5 games for Plymouth.
He's going to be key in this game.
Yeah, Plymouth, I think, could cause an upset in this game. But they are the draw specialist, Coventry, so I'm going to sit with...
You're going to go for a draw?
I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. a point on the road for Argyle.
I think they'll take that though, Plymouth.
What did you go with in that one, Jack? I'm going to jot these down.
2-1 Plymouth.
2-1 Plymouth.
I think, like you say, with Coventry, the home form hasn't been great, has it? They've not been like they was last season, really strong at home. They've been dropping points, which is not good. And like I say, they're the draw specialists at the minute in the league. So, yeah, like I say, it could go either way. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what you're going to get with Coventry until they bloody kick the ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can predict all you like in football, but it's not always guaranteed you're going to get that result right. But yeah, an interesting game, and we'll see how it unfolds tomorrow night, Martin. Our next one is Hull City versus Rotherham United. Two Yorkshire sides in it. North Yorkshire versus South Yorkshire. Hull Rotherham, Hull at home. I mean, Hull look very good this season. What are the stats on this game, Martin?
Obviously, it was a great result of the weekend for Hull City because they were 2-0 down against Swansea City, but they show some fighting spirit, and they do have an incredible player in Jayden Philogene, don't they? Because he is an outstanding player. Signing of the season, you would probably say the young signing of the season, but sitting 2 places below the top 6, Hull City right now. But Rossini held the progress by saying that they were ultimately disappointed not to win at the weekend. He was disappointed. But this is their best points tally after 17 games. They've won 7, drawn 6, lost 4. So they'd be super, super happy with that. And the last time they did that, they reached the Premier League. So I thought that was an interesting stat for them. But players to watch, Liam Delap, he scored 2 of Hull's last 3 goals at home and now seeks his first against Rotherham, having played against them for Manchester City's under-23s. Preston and Stoke 1-1, drawn 1 and lost 2. Rotherham's netted. Oh, sorry, mate, it's wrong stat. But there you go. That's going on the Delap. Yeah, he's obviously their main man. But
hello, Hayden.
Rotherham, though, mate, they've conceded a league high 21 away goals.
21 away goals.
Yeah, Rotherham conceded a league high 21 away goals this term. It's a lot, mate.
If Rotherham were at home, I'd fancy them in this one, but their away form says it all this season.
It does, yeah.
Not great on the road. I mean, 21 goals conceded on the road is not good. It just shows how open they are when they are on the road. Hull are very good under Liam Rossini at home. They've got a good home sort of form this season. I know Southampton have beat them there, haven't they, late on? But like I say, Hull have been good all season, haven't they? They've been quite consistent in the way they are. I think Hull, for me, win this one 2-0. I don't know. I just think this one for Hull, I don't think it'll be as straightforward because Rotherham will battle and defend.
They've only won 2 of their last 6 at home, Jack. They've only won 2 of their last 6 at home. They've drawn 4 and lost 1 as well. So they're not great at home. And they've only scored one. They've only scored once in 6 of their last 7 home league fixtures as well.
Is this Hull?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1. 2-1. I'm going to change it from 2-0 to 2-1. I know there's
2-1.
a lot of 2-1s tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a 2-1 special tonight. Don't put any bets on yet. It's not finished. Yeah, 2-1. I think 2-1. Now you've told me that. I think Rotherham will actually net one.
I can't see him scoring. I'm going 2-0. Going 2-0 on that one.
Someone's gone 3-0 Hull. 3-0 Hull. Yeah, 2-1 for me. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be tight with Rotherham's defence. You know what I mean? They won't want to concede at all, really, if they can help it. But like I say, they'll fancy their chances after getting something against Leeds. So that I guess that'll give them confidence. But like I say, they seem to get they're the unexpected side, aren't they? You know what I mean? You say 1 week they won't get nothing, and then all of a sudden they pop up with something, and you think, bloody hell. They're just one of them sides, aren't they? You can't bet against them because you don't know how they're going to turn up. The next one, Martin, is Middlesbrough versus Plymouth Preston. Both sides are going to be hurted after the weekend's results. Borough losing narrowly 3-2 to Bristol City. Preston, on the other hand, losing narrowly 2-1 to Cardiff City, and Middlesbrough, last home game beat Leicester. What are the stats in this one, Martin? How do Preston fare away from home?
Well, Preston probably going to need to get a win, mate, because if they don't, they're going to probably slip out of those top spots for the first time in a long while, mate, because they've been in those playoff places for a while. But Middlesbrough, though, it was only their second defeat in the last 13 consecutive games at the weekend, because they won 9, drawn 2, and they'd only lost 2. Drawn 2, lost 2. There were positives to be taken, though, at the weekend, because they were 2-0 down. They did fought back, but ultimately they went on and lost. I haven't got tons of stats on this one, to be quite honest. Obviously, the players to watch. Sam Greenwood, he seems to be making the decisions to exercise because he's on loan. The buy option on his loan could be a no-brainer for Borough really at the moment, mate, because he's scored 5. What's his score? 4 in his last 5 for them. So he's in a bit of form for them. Preston's top scorer is Will Keane with 4 goals at the moment. So even their top goal scorer hasn't scored a bundle of goals. But he has scored against Middlesbrough for 2 different clubs, I saw.
These are both sides in around
the hot stat, mate. I do have your hot stat for this one. Preston have failed to win 17 of the last 20 away league games. I think that's at Borough. But the 17 of the last 20 away games. I think that's in all competition. It's in all competitions. Could be in all competitions, actually, to be fair.
Bloody hell, 17 out of 20 ain't good.
What are you going with, mate, for this one?
I tell you what, I can see Borough keeping a clean sheet. I'm going to go 2-0 Middlesbrough. I think the Borough will win at home.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a 3-0. I'm going to go with one more goal, but I'm going with 3-0 on that one.
See, Preston's bloody away form, it don't really look good.
Not
then,
great.
Does it? With what you just said there.
For that. No.
Martin, it's the Begovic derby. Next one. QPR versus Stoke City. The Asmir Begovic derby.
Used to play there, didn't he?
QPR. I don't remember the last time the bloody won an home game, Martin. Do you? They play a Stoke side who absolutely got crumbled against Blackburn Rovers at the weekend. 3-0 was it in the end? And it wasn't a pretty sight if you're a Stoke City fan seeing that and that sort of performance. They face a QPR side, Stoke, though, who were there for the taking in games. And, they're in the relegation zone and things don't look like they're getting better anytime soon, despite who's in charge. QPR's home form, they'll want to change this around as quick as possible, and they'll hope to do this against Stoke. But I don't see QPR getting anything out of this game, Martin, I'm afraid, and I'm going to have to go 2-0 Stoke.
Yeah, I've kind of always trying to stick with QPR, but they all seem to let me know. I always kind of put them down to get a result, but they never seem to do.
That's why you're bottom of our predictions table, Martin.
You look at QPR, and it's sad because it's such a big club. They haven't played below the second tier for 20 seasons, but like I said earlier, they're 6 points adrift now in the relegation zone, aren't they? That he's done right since he's gone in there, but drawn 2, lost 1. The Potters, though, they failed to hit the back of the net, Jack, in 3 successive matches, drawn 2, lost 1. Obviously, there's a 3-0 defeat at the weekend against Blackburn. They only had 1 shot on target in that game. I don't know if you knew that, but it was only 1 shot on target.
No.
Key battle, though, experienced QPR defender Steve Cook has never kept a clean sheet in a home game against Stoke City. He's won 1, drawn 2, and lost 2.
Is that in all the teams he's actually played for?
With his side conceding at least twice on 4 occasions. I'm not sure that will be. But Stoke City, they'll be hoping that Dwight Gow, who scored, he netted first or last in his last 10 goal scoring appearances, and can end his own personal goal drought, because he is on a goal drought, mate, at the moment. But he'll be hoping to get a goal under his belt, that's for sure. But I don't see QPR getting a result, as much as I don't want to have to say it. I'm going to go with 1-0 Stoke. I don't think there'd be loads of goals in it. I just think it'd be the one.
1-0 Stoke. Next one, Martin. Vicarage
What did you go with, Jack, for that one? What did you go with? I'll write it down for you.
2-0 to Stoke City.
You're going with 2-0.
Yeah, I keep having a lot of twos to that. It's it's one
of them.
A lot
of twos, mate. Yeah, a lot of twos.
Watford v Plymouth. Watford v Norwich is the next one.
Yeah.
Watford lost to Leicester at the weekend. Their 6-game run came to an end. Norwich City, I mean, they've won their last 2 games, which is quite some confidence for David Wagner in keeping his job at Norwich. There's obviously been talk of sackings and that, haven't they, for him coming under a huge amount of pressure. But I think he's saved the job by the skin of his teeth at the minute, Martin. 2 wins is quite good for him, you know.
Back-to-back wins have done him a massive favour, haven't they, Jack? Massive.
But they're playing the Watford side who's been pretty good at home.
Mate, they're good. I've got the statistics on that. I've got the statistics for you on that. Yeah, it's good. So Vicarage Road is pretty happy hunting ground, like you said. For the Hornets, so far this campaign, Watford have lost just 2 of their 9 Sky Bet Championship outings on home soil to date. They've won 4, drawn 3. They've scored 18 goals in the process, the 3rd most of any team in the Sky Bet Championship.
Yeah, Norwich have a bit like a bit of a. See, they were good at the start of the season. They'd have like dipped in it. You know what I mean?
They let a lot of goals in. Yeah, they see that they do have a tendency to let a lot in on the road. Norwich have taken just 8 points from their 8 championships away games this season. They've won 2, drawn 2, lost 4. Across those outings, the visitors have conceded 20 goals, the 2nd most in the league ahead of this match day. So that's why they are struggling to win games on the road, mate. I don't see Norwich getting a result tomorrow night. Just can't see it. But Gabriel Sarri's the main man for them, isn't he? There's 11 goal contributions this season across 17 matches. He's their star man. He got the assist at the weekend as well.
To pick up only 1 point in on average in the last 8 games then away from home. It's not very good from, is it? And looking at it from a Norwich perspective.
No.
I think Watford will get the job done in this one. I'm gonna go 2-0 Watford.
I've gone 3-0 actually. I've just written that down just before you said that. I've gone 3-0. You've gone 2-0. I think we'll both get that spot on the money as well.
Quite the stat man, Martin.
Well, I just spend a lot of time researching. Spend a lot of time stat researching.
One thing I wanted to say, rest in peace, Mr. Terry Venables, the former England manager who sadly passed away this week. Rest in peace.
Reason I fell in love with football, Jack, to be honest. The reason I fell in love with football was that summer of 1996, and Terry Venables, the England manager at the time, and England were brilliant at the Euro 96 that year, and that's when I found my love for football. Like, not such a saying it, but it was.
Thinking of his family at this very sad time. So rest in peace, Mr. Terry Venables, one of England's best managers, you could say, and like I say, very good international level and that, you know what I mean. But he did all right in the clubs he managed as well, didn't he, Martin? Terry Venables.
Yeah, I think he went to Spain, didn't he? And did he win the Liga with Barcelona? I think, if I'm right in saying. But he
was good. It was good at Barcelona. Yeah,
and an English man to go over there and do well, you don't often see that, do you? And obviously, he's held as an absolute legend at Tottenham Hotspur as well. He's manager, and I think he was owner for a while there as well. He was in part of an ownership group at one stage.
I believe someone said they were at Leeds as well.
Yeah, he was a manager at Leeds as well. But yeah, that Gascoigne worldie, Michael Webster said in the comments, was brilliant in Euro 96. That was my memory of it all. I remember it so clearly. It was a hot, really hot Saturday afternoon. I think it was June, July. Oh, mate, what a day that was. What a day. Brings back some great memories, that does. Michael, absolutely great memories.
Next one, Martin, is the Wednesday night football this time. Blackburn versus Birmingham. Both sides picked up big wins at the weekend. Blackburn beating Stoke 3-0. Smodics, we're banging in the goals. Then you got Birmingham picked up their first win under Wayne Rooney. It's something potentially they could go on and build on in this game. Which way do I see this one going between two sides? I think this one's got one goal in it, to be fair. I think Blackburn are going to nick this one 1-0.
Down 1-0 Blackburn.
1-0 Blackburn. Smodics for me.
Yeah, Smodic. He's now got, what's he got now? 11 goals? Yeah, he's got 11 goals. That goal that he scored at the weekend.
Yeah.
He is on. I think he'd be under. There'd be loads of interest in him in January. No doubt about that.
Yeah, very good.
I just think Wazza might have just turned the tide there. I'm going to go with a. Do you know? I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Blackburn win in this one. A 2-1 Birmingham win. Sorry, in this one. an away win. I just fancy them to turn the corner. You know, I just see Rooney doing a job there, mate. To be fair.
Yep. Next one, Martin, is Leeds versus Swansea. Leeds coming off a draw to Rotherham. Swansea coming off a draw to Hull City, Martin. Leeds, third place in the Championship. They're 7 points now behind Ipswich, so they'll want to put pressure on again. Can they respond well in this game and get back to winning ways? They face the Swansea side who, they're going to be very stubborn in this game, aren't they, Swansea? They're going to be probably one of these sides who's going to go and park the bus at Leeds United. They'll obviously need their main men to turn up this time. Leeds, Rutter, Somerville, Pirro, Dan James, but then you've got Grimes at Swansea, haven't you? You've got Yates as well. So this one will be a battle at Ellen Road for me, but I think Swansea, they'll want to keep that defence close-knitted because Leeds' front four can score goals, and Leeds for me, they can be very unpredictable. They can either go on a good run and then go and slip up against teams like Swansea. No disrespect, but I do see Leeds going and getting something from this game. I think Leeds win this game for me 2-0.
Yeah, but their home form's good. I think we said that at the top of the show. But they're the only side to remain unbeaten at home in the Championship, Leeds United so far. They've won 5, drawn 3. And they've got the best home defensive record with only 6 goals conceded in the Sky Bet Championship this year. Swansea, 1 win in their last 6 matches, drawn 2, lost 3. But yeah, all hope will be on Jamal Lowe. 7 of his last 9 goals have been as match openers for Swansea. But
one thing though, Martin.
Yeah, they're playing a tough side.
It's the Joel Perreault derby.
It is the Joel Perreault derby.
He actually plays against his former side.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he does actually. But yeah, I think Leeds will have too much. I know that Swansea have blown hot and cold on the road, haven't they? I think they did. They lost like three in a row on the road, but then they've gone 4 unbeaten on the road. So be interesting to see, mate. Yeah, they've won 3 and drawn 1 of their last 4 away games.
So they're better away than they are at home this season.
Yeah, they're better away. I think it'd be. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with the draw.
Leeds have got to put the chances away, aren't they? If they don't put the chances away, they'll get punished.
I'm going to go with the draw. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in that one.
This one could be a banana skin game for Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll look at Swansea's form and think, yeah, we've got this in the bag, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, they'll obviously think, you know what, the front four should do the job. They should. But like I say, you don't know how Swansea are going to turn up. Swansea are going to be stubborn in this game, but I do see Leeds getting it done if they can take their chances. It's about taking their chances, and this could be one of them games. But we'll see. Martin, we're going to move on to Hillsborough. Top versus bottom. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leicester. what a game this one is. And this one should be a game Leicester should go there and get 3 points. But we've said that many times this season, but Leicester do bloody things the odd way, don't they? You know what I mean? Teams will sit there from other clubs and say, yeah, but you should be battering us. Mate, you don't have no right in battering anybody in this championship. But
Jamie Vardy's boyhood side this as well, wasn't it? Is it Jamie Vardy's? Yeah, I think I saw that today. I thought it was interesting. I didn't realise.
Jamie Vardy's a Sheffield Wednesday fan, born and bred. So he's going back home, but he's going back home basically in this one. They obviously, I think they got rid of him in their academy for being too small. So that's not. It's something that Vardy will relish going back home in this one. A born Sheffield Wednesday fan. I'm sure he'll get a good reception from the Sheffield Wednesday fans, one of their own. If that's how you want to call it, supporting their club since the day he was born, basically, Jamie Vardy. And I remember when he scored against Sheffield United, Sheffield United fans booed him and that, and gave him some right nonsense. But Jamie Vardy gave it him back, and he'll love this one. To be fair, this fixture. But Leicester got a job to do, Martin. They're the league leaders. We've got a 3-point cushion going into this game, and we should go and get the job done. A big win against Watford. But yeah, we got back to winning ways, and we've got to go and build on this one. And I think we're going to get the job done comfortably. And Martin, for me, is a Leicester fan. But yes, Sheffield Wednesday will make it hard work. But I think they're missing
Michael Smith
for this one, and Michael Smith. So
Michael Smith, he's their leading man with just the 3 goals. So George Byers will have to step in, and they're going to need him to step up to the plate. Really tough job against a really good defence as well. There's only one way this game's going, in my opinion. I think you'll put. I'm going to go 4-0 Foxes on this.
4-0 Foxes. Someone's gone 5-0. Terry's gone 3-0. I'll tell you what, this game, Harry Winks is returning after his suspension. I think we go and win this one. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go 3-0 Leicester. 3-0 to the Foxes. Jamie Vardy gets to get amongst the goals. I think we go and get the job done on Wednesday night. And when you talk to Sheffield Wednesday fans this week, they've said, take it easy on us. Like I say, it's not as easy as people say. There's a difference between saying something and actually going Leicester and doing it, Martin. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I think we'll get a job done quite convincingly, to be fair. We've just got to work hard and take our chances when we get them on Wednesday night. But yeah, 3-0 Leicester for me. What's the other comment saying? I'm going for a 3-1. That's 3-1. Yep. I'll put that down. Leicester to win. Bloody, I'm gonna go 3-0 Sheffield Wednesday then, but I don't want to put that down. 3-0. What else have we got? We've got 3 more fixtures to cover. Guys, if you've enjoyed this stream, hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Go and subscribe to Football Martin on YouTube. Does some fantastic football content. Go and subscribe there. Subscribe to the Final Whistle. Go and hit us up. If you haven't subscribed and it's first time watching the Final Whistle, then please go and hit the subscribe button. Let's get the numbers up. There's quite a few of you watching, which is fantastic. We do appreciate it. Oh, hello, people. Didn't realise the show was on. My bad. 3-0 Leicester, 1-0 QPR, 2-0 Norwich, 3-0 Leeds. Bloody hell, Cason's catching up here. Someone's got plans on Martin. Come on, mate.
Someone does, mate.
Asmir's paid him money.
Yeah. He'd be desperate for a win. I know that for sure.
Oh, I think he needs it. Needs to get him goals out, Martin.
Craig scored with 2-1 to the Baggies in their game midweek. He's commented on my channel actually Craig, as well.
2-1.
Thanks for joining, Craig.
Already done that, Martin. Terry, subscribe to you, Martin. Next one, Martin, is your Terry. Boys. Woo-hoo. Southampton. You're in some fine form. You picked for a draw at the weekend against Huddersfield. You played at Bristol City side, who picked him a 3-2 win under Liam Manning at the weekend against Middlesbrough. this one's a tough game. Southampton, this one. You have been scoring the goals and picking up the points as of late. You have, and Russell Martin looks like he's turned things around quite convincingly. Of the way he's
pretty annoyed the weekend, though. He was very annoyed the weekend.
I think you can be conceding a late goal in the 87th minute, Martin. But I think this one, Martin, Adam Armstrong will be in the goals again for me. But I think Bristol City will put up a fight. They were stubborn against Leicester. It's how you break that defensive barrier down. And we only beat them like narrowly in that. So I think that's something Southampton's going to do in this game. I'm going to go 1-0 Saints, Martin.
Yeah, mate, I'll take a 1-0. There's a few statistics on this one. Southampton, though, they've not played them loads of times, but they have a dreadful recent run of form against Bristol City in the league. We've lost 5 out of 6 since 1980 against Bristol City. The only plus out of that come the 6 points that we gave them in the 2021-2012 season helped to send Pompey down. I've got to get that one in there.
Well done, Martin. I'm sure Portsmouth fans are going to be happy with what you've just said.
Yeah, but the Southampton statistics for this. So at home, Jack, the last 4 home league games have all seen both teams score and in both halves. Yeah, all in both halves. The Saints have won 3, drawn 1 of their last 4. But yeah, they're 6 points behind us, Bristol City. But Saints are still unbeaten. They're unbeaten in 9 now, so they're in some fairly good form. But like I said, Russell Martin really annoyed at the weekend. They're 75% of the possession, and they just didn't do enough with it. Really, I don't know if Mike's still tuning in, and he is. Mike's giving me his prediction. Saints 3-1, something to prove. Yeah, I totally agree.
2-1
Ross Stewart, I fancy Ross Stewart in this one. Rob Dickey would probably be their player to watch. He scored the only goal of the game in Bristol City's last 6 fixtures.
Apparently, Bristol City gave Leeds United a game. What's the score, Martin, in this one then? What are you fancying?
I am going to go with... don't want to go with a draw. I have a feeling it could be a draw. But we concede. So I want to give Bristol City one. I'm going to go with a 3-1 Southampton win. Adam Armstrong, Ross Stewart and Charlie Alcaraz. I think Charlie Alcaraz will come back into the side in this one. Yep. He didn't play at the weekend. He was injured, but he will come back in. What was your score prediction, Jack, for this one?
1-0 Saints.
1-0 Saints.
Yep.
Mike said, well said, Martin. Thank you, Mike. Cheers, mate.
Well done, Martin.
Good man is Mike.
Let's go to our next one then, Martin. We're going to the northeast, mate. Sunderland versus Huddersfield. Sunderland are coming back off a 2-0 defeat to Plymouth. Huddersfield, well, you know, they picked up a big point against Southampton. Huddersfield, you know, they need to get as many points as they can now. They've not been the best this season, have they? I mean, you know, Neil Warnock, like I say, did a job there. Darren Moore's come in, and it just hasn't worked out for him at the minute. They don't travel well, do they, Martin? Huddersfield on the road this season. No. They've not looked good at all. So Sunderland will fancy their chances. I think Jack Clark and Patrick Roberts will be in and around the goals for this one for me. I fancy Sunderland to go and win this one quite convincingly. 2-1.
Going with 2-1.
Yes.
Yeah,
defense.
Mate, Sunderland's are good at home. Obviously, they dropped out of the top 6 the first time of the weekend for a little while. But obviously, it's so tight in the playoff places. But Mowbray said that they would dominate. They dominated the game the weekend. We said that, didn't we? But Huddersfield, I just think they've got a few injury problems. Like I said, they struggled to field a full-strength bench at the weekend. I think that Sunderland will have too much for them, mate. But Sunderland have won 5 of their last 7 home games. And they've scored an average of 3 goals per match across those victories as well. I'm going to go with high scoring in this one. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Sunderland win against Huddersfield.
I thought you were going to say Huddersfield down, Martin.
3. What are you going with, Jack?
2-1.
I've got one hot stat for you in this one.
Go on. What is it?
It's Sunderland boss Tony Mowbray has never lost a home game against Huddersfield, although 4 of those have ended in stalemates. That's your hot stat on that one.
Martin, well done, mate. I'm sure Sunderland fans are going to be happy hearing that one, Martin. But you just jinxed it, Martin. You just built the points.
I still think they'll win. I just think they'll have too much for them. They'll have way too much for them. The
Fantastic. The final one is coming to Portman Road, Martin.
It is.
A wounded Ipswich versus Millwall. Millwall got battered, didn't they, against Coventry City. Not the result the Millwall manager would have wanted. They'd expect a response in this game. Ipswich have only lost one home game all season, losing to Leeds in the league, that is. They got battered against West Brom. And let's be honest, West Brom took them to the cleaners, if that's what you want to put it. Ipswich didn't turn up against West Brom. And Mr. McKenna, I think he's now made 100 games now as Ipswich manager, Martin. Mr. Kieran McKenna, I believe he's managed 100 games for Ipswich. He's got a good record. It's not lost many. But like I say, this one is a tough game for
really tough.
Ipswich. But Ipswich at home, you expect them to go and get something out of the game. You expect them to respond more positively. But I'll tell you what, mine, I'm going to go with you for this one first before I come up with mine.
No, I'll give you a few statistics.
Do Ipswich bottle it or do they not?
No, I don't think they will. The Tractor Boys, they exceed at home, don't they? Like you said, they've won 7 of their last 8 home games. They've only lost the 1 at home. They average more than 3 goals per match in the process, though, Jack. 5 of Ipswich's last 7 home league matches saw both teams score before half time. I think there probably will be some goals in it, but I think the 2 home games that Ipswich have now will probably just sort them back out. Really, a lot of people think they're going to blow up. I'm not convinced they're going to blow up.
2-1.
It won't be an easy game. They've got Coventry on Saturday, but I fancy an Ipswich win here. I'm going to go with a 3-2 Ipswich win in this game, Jack.
Ipswich to lose 2-1. Ipswich to win 3-0. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go Ipswich to win 2-1.
I'm going to go with 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Ipswich.
Yeah, I think they'll have too much.
Millwall haven't lost to Ipswich in a while, apparently. Millwall give it as good as they've got, I think. But Ipswich at home, they are starting to concede goals. And, they need to get them in the right end and not the wrong end, you know what I mean? And they should see this one quite comfortably through, but you never know which Millwall side's going to come up. They could be really stubborn, Millwall, and take a 1-0 win there. That's the way football works. But
there's plenty of work for Edwards to do, though, mate, after the weekend. There's not a lot of time between the games, is there, which is always hard. This time of year, you just don't have a lot of time between these games here to sort things out.
Yep. Martin, thanks for joining me for this one.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you for bringing all the stats to the table. Guys, if you've enjoyed the stream, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Go and check out Football Martin. Subscribe to his channel. Get Martin to 200 subscribers.
Thank you, mate.
Martin, before I go, mate, let everybody know what you do at Football Martin.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jack. Really enjoyed the show as always. You can follow me at footballmartin_ on TikTok and YouTube as well. I'm always creating Southampton related content. So if you're a Saints fan, tune in, give me a subscribe, give me a follow. If not, if you're coming down to St Mary's and you want to jump on my matchday vlog as an away supporter, I'd love to have your thoughts on your team and your season so far. Yeah, appreciate it, Martin. Thanks for coming on, pal. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Right then, that is it from me. What is coming up on the final whistle? So tomorrow night, we've got the match preview, Destination Hillsborough for the Foxes on Wednesday night. The league